Yesterday, you presented a bleak outlook for the city's budget with a $12 billion deficit, the same week that Wall Street's reporting really strong bonuses. Walk me through that math. How does Wall Street actually help, and where's the rest coming from?
So Wall Street's announcement is something that is very encouraging and frankly will be helpful in dealing with a $12 billion fiscal deficit. The reason that I can't point to Wall Street and say that the deficit will be taken care of is simply the sheer scale of this deficit. We're talking about something that is larger, frankly, than what the city even faced during the Great Recession. And that's why it's going to require an all-of-the-above approach. That's why we welcome this news. We also think the city's relationship with the state has to change. You know, the city sends about 54.5%. It makes up the gross revenue of the state, only receives 40.5% in return. And we also think that the city's relationship with its wealthiest residents, most profitable corporations, also has to change so that we can bring the city back to firm financial footing. You know, as the mayor, I am legally required to balance the budget of this fiscal year and the next. That is something we are fully going to do. In order to do so, we have to deal with these structural problems. I think there's no question that we are talking about a city's fiscal health also in the context of threatened cuts coming from the federal administration. Those are cuts that we're going to fight with every single tool in our toolbox. However, the $12 billion fiscal deficit, when it comes to the architects of that deficit, we're talking about the former mayor and the former governor. The reason for this is that the former mayor would under budget the costs of actual city services. We're talking about when it comes to access to shelter, or we're talking about cash assistance, sometimes even only budgeting half of the cost, or 60% of the cost. And then here we are seeing a deficit grow to a level we haven't seen before. And amidst all of that, adding close to $2 billion in new expenses. That's the kind of gross fiscal mismanagement that we're talking about.